Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to talk about my 2019 reading year and a bit about my plans for 2020 and my goals and such. 2019 was my best reading year of like my whole life. I read 208 books. And I know for some that seems like very little, and for some that seems like an amount that they will never ever read. What is it for me? It doesn't matter what it is for others, it matters what it is for me. And for me it is amazing and enormous, and how did I even do it? I don't even know. 208 books later. Some were short, some were long, some were graphic novels / manga, some were audiobooks, some were small novellas, maybe for like 20 pages long, but I counted all because a book is a book, even though it's 10 pages or 20 pages or 1,000 pages. I read a varied amount of things. I read 1,000-page books as well, not disregarding anything here. 208 books later, here we are. So going into 2019, I never expected to read much. I knew I was going to Japan in March, and someone, aka maybe me in the future, would judge myself for using my time to read instead of, experience Japan. I haven't experienced Japan, but I read as well because I love books so much. But granted, before even leaving, I think like my brain wired something because like I had this panic that I was gonna leave all my books and that I needed to read as much as I could before I left. So in January, February, I didn't have school for various reasons, and I decided I was gonna read a lot. And by a lot, I read like 30 books in January and 34 in February. And I had put my Goodreads goal at that point like on 50 books. So I was like far above and beyond my goal at that point. And I just, looking back at it, I don't see how I did it, but looking back at it, it's very fun to me because I had already put my goal like very low on 50 because I was like, I'm not gonna read that much this year. But apparently, I went above and beyond already the first 2 months, and then I was already on like 64 books or something, and after that I calmed down a lot. I never read close to 30 books after that in 1 month, and I never read 30 books in a month before that either. So generally 2019 was a very fascinating year, and I think, as I said, that was the thought that I was gonna leave and that my books would be behind. But oh my god, how I loved reading so much. It was great. It felt so happy reading a lot of books, especially considering how many I have, and just being able to like make a dent in the pile. Either way, I decided this year that I was going to read 100 pages each day, and I have usually page goals for the last 2 years, maybe before that. But in 2019 I decided to do 100 pages each day, which again resulted in a lot of books, and that's why really I read that much. I just had a goal and I kept to it, and it made me read over 10 plus books every single month, plus audiobooks. Of course, depending on the length of a book, I read a lot, and it made me really happy to have like the consistency. I read also every single day of 2019. I had a 365-day reading streak. One of the
audition. Jag gjorde det bara för det. Nu fick du på kamera. Jätta!
She said she did it only to scare me. She's so mean. Oh my god. To this day, oh my god, I have a 538-day reading streak. And I know that this is not important for everyone, and it shouldn't be. Like, you do you, whatever you feel happy with your reading. But for me, having this streak, reading every single day, is a goal that I had for many years, and there was times in my life where I didn't read that much. And now I'm like in like the best reading spot of my life, even better than I was last year. And I have been improving myself and giving myself the goals I knew I could reach, and exceeding those goals and making them bigger and bigger. And that's why I managed to read 208 books last year. And again, not everyone needs reading goals. Everyone can do whatever they want to do, but now I'm talking about what I achieved for myself. So, my best reading year of my life, and I am still not pleased. Of course I'm pleased. I'm so happy that I managed to push myself, and not necessarily even push myself. I didn't like necessarily exceed that much, except like in the 2 first months. The other months it was pretty chill. And yes, I did, for example, like the reading rush where I read 10 books that week, and that's when I like read a lot extra because it was a readathon that I committed a lot to. But that was 1 week in the whole year, and other than that, like, it was chill. But knowing that I put that time in every single day and kept to it made me reach goals that I never could imagine. If you would have told baby Sandra that she one day would read 200 books in a year, she will look at you like, really? Are you sure? At least like past Sandra in like 2014 and 15, which I keep bringing up, but I read 30 books that 1 year and 25 in another year, and those are like my worst reading years. And like looking back of those years with shame, but that was because I was movie and TV series Sandra back then, and movie and TV series Sandra was worse Sandra, and now I'm crazy book Sandra, which is the superior Sandra. And yes, I know I'm speaking about myself in third person, I don't know. Okay, according to Goodreads, I read 72,784 pages, so you can take that as you will, if that is a lot or a little, because the amount of books and amount of pages is 2 separate things, kinda, because it depends how thick the books are, how many books you read. Considering like the other years, I did read a manga or a graphic novel between every single book I read. Then I read like around 120 books, 100 books, but this year I haven't been doing that because I've been in Japan. Haven't had enough graphic novels and mangas because I haven't bought, because I need to actually get back home somehow, and space and stuff. So I've only been reading like long books that took me longer than a graphic novel manga, but I hopefully will be doing every other thing I read will be a manga or graphic novel when I go back home. Speaking about going back home, which is like next month as I'm filming this, is so strange. I will be going back to my books, which I miss a lot, but also I'm gonna exceed my goals in 2020. I have put my Goodreads channel, which I by the way increased to 100 after I reached 60 in like 2 months. I increased it to 100, but then I exceeded 100 that short after that, but I didn't bother putting it higher because I was pleased, because I didn't think I would reach 100 in 2019, but it happened, okay? So in 2020 I have put my Goodreads goal on 300 books. What? And I know, why am I doing this to myself? So apparently 200 was not enough, and I need to exceed myself again. So I just want to read 300 books because I want to be cool, and I said I read 300 books. Apparently it's not cool enough to say you read 200 books, but I need 300 books. I need the bragging rights. That's what I want. I also want to see if I can do it. I want to challenge myself, and I don't know why I chose it to be this year, because I'm actually quite busy, like even considering that I'm going home, which like I guess just takes like 2 days, but like anyway, I need to write my thesis for my bachelor, and I probably need to start new studies this fall if things go as they should go, or else I need to take up some subjects. So I'm busy. I kind of also wanted to start writing our book and also maybe get my license this year, but you know, I added 300 books on top of that, and I don't even know why. I was like, another year would be better, but I decided to do this year. I'm starting my decade of write, and I think I can do it, like calculating how I read and stuff. I think I can do it. It's just that of course I need to push harder. So far in January I've been reading not 100 pages each day, I've been reading 200 pages each day, and it's going marvelously. I mean, it went fine when I didn't have school, and then school started again, and now it goes fine, but I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I think I can do it. I just know I need to push, and I want to push, but I don't know why I want to push. It sounds like I'm talking about a baby. I want to push myself, but I don't know why I want to push myself, because I'm only doing this for myself, but I just want to read all day. Can someone just give me money and books, and I can just lie all day and read, because then I could be going back to reading 30 books a month, and then, you know, 300 would be easy peasy. My reading is just in the nicest place right now. I'm very happy, and I am happy with what I pick up. Of course, there's some books that I don't like here and there, but I'm just happy with my reading and how I run from like reading a book here and there, even though of course I still love books, to a point where I read every single day and feel so pleased and nice, and I feel so achieved when I read my pages every day. Like, now I've done this one thing that I have planned to do today, and it just feels so nice to have that one thing in my life that is consistent. And I don't know, I just love reading. I love books so much. I miss my books so much, and I will see them soon. I'm excited to go home to my TBR of a lot of books and have more options. Oh, I didn't count how many books I had acquired in 2019. I did that in my like wrap up kind of thing last year, and I think I accumulated like 280 books or something, which is insane. I think in 2019, the last time I counted, it was around 130 to 150, I'm not quite sure, and a lot of those I got in January and February when I was still home. The bookstore I worked in was closing, so I got a lot of free books and stuff, and throughout the year I have been buying books. I haven't sent them all here, like some are here as you can see, which are arcs that I wanted here because I wanted to read them before release date, but at home I have sent a lot of books to one of my friends because they were exclusive editions I knew was gonna go away, and I wanted them so much, so I sent them to her because I didn't want them here. So I will be getting a lot of books when I get back home. Not like the insane amount, but like still I feel bad, but she's very, very kind. And yes, there will be a haul at some point when I get home. Yay. I am so weak, okay? I already know. I know if you're judging me, I'm judging myself, but I love books so much and I didn't want to miss out on these. And I really was like careful with like choosing what to buy and stuff, because I knew like I couldn't just like bombard my friend's house with hundreds of books. Most of them were exclusives, maybe like 2 or 3 of them were gifts or something else. I don't actually recall all of them, so actually I'm just gonna go away in shame. Point is that I feel like maybe being in Japan has learned to me something about my book buying. I don't think I can give the statement that I won't be buying as many books just because I've been here and not buying as many books and like I'm used to it now, but I have realized that having the money for like the more expensive, more deluxe and exclusive editions is very, very nice, because I had my money for a much longer time now because I didn't buy books. My spending money and just being able to afford those exclusives meant much more than just buying all the books, I think. So we will see how it will be when I get home. Book buying is like an issue, but also I love books so much that I don't care. But there is actually not that much more I want to talk about this video. I wanted to talk about the things and how happy I was about 2019 and seeing how 2020 will challenge me. I'm ready to die for this year. That sounded very dramatic, I didn't mean it like that, but we will see how it goes for the rest of the year. Of course, I will check in with you guys, that's what this challenge is for, and I hope you enjoyed this video listening to me ramble about my reading this year and last year, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me soon in a new video. If you have any questions about my reading or any tips or anything you want to talk about or your reading, tell me down below. Goodbye!